or sort of the story they have cooked up is while they were hanging out at a mechanic shop, someone told the gang that Peanut's mom was having a train ran on her, and was sort of in a scandalous and precarious position.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah. Thank you for being mature about this, Mom. Chat, it's time.
Hi, Nathan.
Hi. Okay, I'm live on stream, and if you have some time, I have a case that I need to talk to you about.
That's fine. I'm just snuggled into the teardrop, and so good time.
Okay. So, here's what happened. I'm not gonna do this talk to you in character because it's too cringe for me to talk to you as Mickey. But okay, here's what happened. So, and obviously, as a lawyer, I'll pay you some money so that you can't leak any of this stuff. So you're officially a lawyer. Anyways,
I consider myself retained at this time.
Okay, you are considered retained. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'll cut the bullshit and I'll tell you what actually. So here's what actually happened. The members of the notorious chain gang went in to the city council chambers where the city council was hosting a meeting, and they shot them all up. Ran in there with guns, blasted the city council. Unfortunately for Mickey, who is criminal defense, this was all recorded on video. So it's all recorded.
Yes.
They were then caught afterwards. Oh, well, 1 second. Cornwood, 1 moment. Sorry, I'm speaking with my friend's mom about a legal case. Just sorry.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. It's all good.
Yeah, my apologies.
I'll let you keep at it.
Anyways, okay, so so they run in there. The guy I was just talking to, Cornwood, is one of the people they shot. They ran in there. They shot up everyone. And as you know, sort of the way it works in NoPixel is people get shot and killed, I guess, in game all the time, like shot in the head. But as you know, a character doesn't actually die until the role player decides that they die. So, characters will get shot, maimed, hurt all the time, but then don't die. Speaking of, I think the character Mickey might die here. Is he gonna die? Oh yeah, actually, fuck. Okay, Mickey's probably gonna die here. Well, I'm gonna go try and get him care at the hospital while I keep running through the case with you. Okay, so the big charge. So someone did die though. It's a rare instance, but someone actually got shot and then died. Okay, so yeah. Typically, what happens is you can go and shoot like 10 cops or something in GTA in NoPixel, and you're just charged with attempted murder of a government official, right? But if someone actually dies, then you get charged with the murder, which is like a really severe charge in NoPixel. So the two severe charges that we are dealing with are terrorism and murder. And I will actually read those charges as they are defined in NoPixel for you, so that you can think about them. The first one, though, that I think you can help with... Hold on, give me 1 second.
Oh my god. I walked away for 2 seconds. What's happening?
Oh, nothing.
Doctor, please help me. I'm bleeding and I might pass out in 1 second.
Well, if you
Let me
pass
help
out, then-
you.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, I just got Mickey knocked out, so that's great. So now we can discuss more. This is perfect. Good timing. Okay, so an important note. The person who died, TJ Walker, was a member of the council, but an important thing that will likely come to light is that he died... You want me
to put you in a bed, man?
Yeah. Well, he probably needs to be in a bed now,
yes, please, thank you. He likely died from improper medical care. So what I'm wondering is, are there any...
the Mickey?
Are there any relevant cases? Yeah, this is Mickey. Thank you so much. Are there any relevant cases of people... Like, imagine someone gets, like, shot or hit with a
You remember
battersing.
me, do you?
But then improper... I'm sorry, I'm just really...
apologize.
really confused right now. A
For
lot of
what?
Why are you
Swimming.
confused?
I was the worst one survivor. I take that very fucking personally.
I didn't say you were. How the fuck would I know? It's not like I was there.
You implied it.
Hello,
I
mom.
said maybe.
Hello.
I
Yes.
said
Okay.
maybe.
Yes.
I said maybe.
Okay, so
Who is this
basically,
puppy
like
with the
I'm guessing there's got to be case law or something where someone has
I
attacked
gotta go
someone,
pick up
punched
that
someone,
beanbag,
hit
'cause I'm gonna
someone,
be banging Angel on it later.
and then because of
Have a quick
medical
look at me. I'm just.
improper medical
I
care,
got
that
swung
person
at.
died.
Yeah.
Are they then charged with murder, or how do you as a lawyer handle that?
Oh, that's my hat. Oh, there.
That becomes,
Thank you. I
I
appreciate
mean,
it.
there's cases that go both ways on that.
All right,
It's an
all right, Ellie.
intervening
Where'd
cause
Turgle
of
go?
death. And
No
so,
broken bones or anything like that. Just the
How you
Yeah, I
doing,
just got
Mickey?
clocked on the
is,
jaw.
did they, you know,
Hold on one
You
second.
all right, buddy?
I'm just kind of passed out. Just give me a second.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
There you go.
I mean, it can be as simple as, you know, somebody gets their nose broken because they got punched in the nose and, you know, they wind up going to the hospital and the doctor
All right.
accidentally
Thank you very, very much. Have a good day.
slices
Hi
their
there.
jugular or something and they die. And if that happens,
Well, so you
that
were
is
bleeding out, and
viewed
then
as
well,
an
you definitely
intervening
bled out.
cause of the person's death, not the punch.
I
in
do
the
see you have
nose.
a spot here on your
So
stomach
it
that's bleeding. All right, let me
becomes
take care of that for you.
much
Can you hear
more
me?
problematic for the prosecution to charge
Sir?
something like murder.
1 second, mom. Yeah, I just
I
had a low blood sugar or was bleeding or something, and then
Yeah, you were bleeding. You know what happened to you? Would you maybe hit by a car or something, or fall out of a car?
I don't know.
Well, the low blood sugar thing might happen too. I think
Yeah,
I've
that-
seen people kind of
chat,
just like pass
game's
out
too loud,
and-
so
and
I'm
then
gonna go
they
somewhere
hurt
else.
themselves when they fall. So I'm not sure. The only thing I see right now is your ribs are bleeding. All right.
Yeah, if I could just get that patched up. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, I'll patch all the way. You're fine. Sorry.
Chat, I get it. Game's too
sorry
loud. I'm
for
gonna
the
turn the
chaos there.
volume down. And then, mom, sorry, the chat won't be able to hear you now, but mom, the other thing I'll do is just so that we keep it in the realm of Los Santos, I'll pull up their actual laws. But so you know, you are allowed to reference case law, but it's not going to hold the same weight as it would for you in your court, you know?
All right, last minute here, and I should be able to get you up. All right.
Oh, give me one moment. I'm sorry, what was that, ma'am?
Send up. Hello? Oh. I'm the only doctor on shift right now, so no.
Doctor, thank you so much for caring for me. I'm sorry, I've
Hold on.
thoughts are swimming in my head, so thank you so much.
Oh, you're fine. Don't worry about it. You're fine.
Okay, mom, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go somewhere where it's hopefully chat can hear you better, and then I might just turn up my mic volume here. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, so in this specific instance, the person was shot with a gun.
Right.
So the problem is it's not like some like small thing that caused them to
Right.
be in the hospital. It's actually they were shot with a gun. However, what I think we learned is that, and we're still waiting for the full report, but we think that they took the the EEG, the brrr, like beep beep beep, whatever those are. What are they called, chat? They took that to the person's head.
Oh my.
Defibrillator.
The defibrillator they attached to the head instead of to the chest.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be pretty serious medical malpractice.
Okay. So,
Go ahead.
what's like the case? Is there case law for that?
Well, you have to show that what they would say is but for the actions of the negligent medical people who attached a defibrillator to the head, this person could have survived the gunshot wound. In other words, you have to show that, as I say, but for the actions that the medical people took that caused this person to die, you have to show that, but for that, this person could have survived being shot.
Okay. And again, this is one of those things where technically Mickey doesn't know this in character, but we'll eventually know it. So I'm going to do something that's bad on NoPixel and metagame and read my chat. But they are saying that the patient was the guy was actually already brain dead upon arrival to the hospital. So he was already in a critical state, and they decided to defibrillate him in his head as a last resort.
Yeah, if he was already brain dead before they made the defibrillator problem, you've got a tougher case, because it sounds like he may have been brain dead because of loss of blood, all the things that cause people to die if they've been shot.
Was it on arrival? Let me ask them. I mean, even still, though, even if that's the case, that's not the correct medical procedure if someone is brain dead.
Correct, but then it's harder to say that that was the cause of death because the person was already brain dead.
Okay, so they're saying the defibrillator was after he was called brain dead. Oh.
Yeah, that's not good.
But in the medical, so people are saying, though, in the medical report, his cause of death might be the defibrillator, though.
Well, that's what you're going to have to look at. Do you get the medical reports?
Yeah, I do. And the other thing that's kind of interesting around this case is then we can make arguments about what is life, what is human life. Do people who are brain dead but on life support, are they considered still alive? Do they still have rights?
Yeah. But I mean, I've had a client who was charged with assault, and then the person died months later, and they changed it to first-degree murder. So I can assure you that those are things that can happen.
Wait, so you had someone who was charged with assault, and then the person died as a result of their injuries later?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so and again, I want my chat to know, I'm metaing this info for the call from my mom, so I don't bother her too much. But okay, the TLDR I got was the police department denied access to EMS. He wasn't brain dead on arrival, and one of the doctors said they think they would have been able to save him if the doctors, were there on time.
That's helpful.
The problem is, though, that, the counter argument to that, though, is they couldn't clear the situation because it was a dangerous situation, which, still then rests in the...
That's true, because the dangerous situation was caused by your clients.
Yeah. They also said that the doctor who did the defibrillator has multiple cases of malpractice.
Oh, that's helpful.
Okay, so history of that. Is malpractice even in NoPixel chat? Okay. There's also...
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there any room to say that your clients were just there to sort of scare everybody and create a disturbance they hadn't intended to kill?
Okay. I wanted to do the easy part first, and now we're going to go to the second part, because the leader of Chain Gang, this is going to be an awkward Okay. Okay, so Mr. K, the leader of Chain Gang, in interrogation with the police. And by the way, I know according to your rules, by the way, to all of the chat, you're never supposed to talk to the police. So he shouldn't have done this, but he did. And he did. So the reality is, because he has done this, I believe I, as the lawyer, have to go with this story. He already told them a story for why they were there. Now, I have a question.
As long as that's what your client is telling you, then yes, that's what you as a lawyer.
For what it's worth, it's not the worst story that he cooked up. So
Okay.
we know that they actually went there to attack the city council. However, their reasoning is another member of the gang, whose name is Peanut, their reasoning is that, or sort of the story they have cooked up is that while they were hanging out at a mechanic shop, someone told the gang that Peanut's mom was having a train ran on her, and was, sort of in a scandalous and precarious position.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah. Thank you for being mature about this, Mom. Anyways, their reasoning being that they were told that it was in this room, and then all of them went to the room, and then, in a sort of crime of passion, they went and shot everyone up.
Basically, they went there thinking they were rescuing her.
Correct.
Okay.
The
That
only
helps,
and the
that
only
helps negate that, murder meaning in, you can have, I don't know in NoPixel if you have degrees of homicide,
there are.
but it certainly can help lower the level of homicide when you have those kind of extenuating circumstances.
I think it very much fits second degree murder then.
Certainly would sound like it to me.
Their
I don't
writing
think
is
you'll get as low as manslaughter, but second degree.
Yeah, the intent to
probably have a
seriously
shot at.
harm or kill, or extreme reckless disregard for life, heat of passion, callous disregard for human life.
Right, and it's all of those things probably, but yeah, you're being in the heat of passion situation.
Okay. Apparently on video, Peanut, there's video of Peanut yelling, "This is for my mom."
Ah, very.
There is another, the only audio that I think also implicates them a little bit further is Mr. K, when he runs in, says, "Meeting adjourned." Now, what I think...
Oh, wait a minute. When he runs into the meeting, he uses the term meeting adjourned.
What is it? What does he say, chat? Meeting is over or meeting adjourned? However, there's a sign on the room that they went into that said meeting room. And I think a part of this case will be demonstrating that to run a train on someone is a form of meeting. So here's my legal strategy.
Well, and I don't know that you even have to go that far.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter what the door says. They think the people in there are, that's, even if he did go in and say meeting adjourned, the implication is this train is stopping.
This train is stopping, yes.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that he actually thinks it's a meeting.
Yeah, it's,
So-
maybe he could have said something like, we're pulling into station now or something, but like no one says that, right? So meeting adjourned is a
right.
much more
No.
You're right, yeah.
No.
No one would say, derail this train or pull this into station.
No.
Meeting adjourned is a
No.
much more and that's going to be one of our arguments, is that meeting adjourned is a colloquially used.
And it fits with the sign on the door.
Of course. So and this is also my strategy for dealing with the terrorism charge, is that this basically, then it just shows that they weren't targeting for political reasons, right?
Exactly. It was not a political hit. It was a crime of passion.
My other general, so my strategy on Mickey, what I wrote some notes down about it last night, is called the train derailment. That's the name of this strategy. And
That's what we call the theory of the case.
Yeah,
Yes.
and the theory of this
The
case is called,
theme
I
of
call,
the
the theme
case.
is called the train derailment, and here's why.
Right.
I will,
And the theory is that it's a crime of passion.
yes, and I'm going to focus all of the witness testimony and all of our discussion on the affirmative defense that was the motivation. And in
Yes.
doing so, what it is going to do is, because it's such a crazy out there sort of thing for why it's going to confuse the prosecution to the point where the prosecution is going to be derailed from their arguments, because they're going to have to start now dealing with this whole other hypothetical
Yes.
of a train being run on Peanut's mom. That will derail them, derail the judge, and derail everyone else's arguments so that they're playing in my game. And I don't even, and then near the end, I'll be, part of the closing is basically, well, they only, in giving my affirmative defense, they never even gave evidence and proof beyond a reasonable doubt to prove their points.
Yeah, well, you'll hope that's the case. I have a question for
Yeah.
you. What evidence do you have that, is it PK?
Peanut.
Peanut? I mean, is there something that you're going to be able to put in evidence to show that Peanut had a reasonable belief that this was happening?
Yes, we would have witness testimony.
Okay.
We would basically have witness testimony of the people who told them that.
Who had told him that this was happening, that the
Yes.
train was happening?
Yes.
Okay.
So we would get witness testimony from them, and then I would get there's a character named Curtis on the server, and we would bring Curtis in as an expert witness on sexual acts. Yeah.
Okay. And just so you know, I mean, you may need to have an expert who can talk about, the psychological implications, and that Peanut would be under a lot of psychological duress.
And Peanut is the perfect person. We bring Peanut to the stand, and
He can testify.
and his testifying would be amazing. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I listen, the reality is they're guilty of a bunch of other shit, but I think the biggest thing is the strategy of train derailment is our number one move, because that gets the intent off the first degree and it gets the intent off the terrorism.
Your strategy, your overall arc is that it was a mistaken belief and it's a crime of passion, and that they had a reasonable basis for thinking something horrible was happening to Peanut's mom.
And here's another point, is that when they went into the courtroom, when they went into the meeting room, they shot counsel and non-counsel members alike. They shot everyone in the room. So they shot civilians too. Which
then
corroborates the story that it was
some of the political terrorism issue.
It
just suggests that they think all these people were involved in the train.
Exactly. So yeah. And some people weren't shot in the room because they basically played dead.
Well, that happens, yes.
Yeah.
That doesn't harm your case any more than it hurts your case, or helps your case. Fortunately, they're just not dead. So.
Okay.
But I mean, it's sort of it doesn't. I don't know that has an impact. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Someone said the problem is the people who ducked have ties to CG, though. However, in the video chat, and for you, Mom, in the video, it's very smoky and dusty in the room, so it's hard to see everyone.
Ah. So they really can't tell what's going on.
Correct.
Okay.
I
It
think
isn't until, as I say, the dust settles that they realize that what they thought was going on wasn't.
Okay. Also, some of the people who played dead and survived are council members, whereas there's other random civilians that just got shot. Okay, I think we have our strategy. I think we have a theme for it. The biggest thing is going to be when they actually get the charges and stuff. I'm going to send you an email, and I'm going to write up all the NoPixel charges for you and all the stuff that they get. And then you and I can actually... The case isn't... I'm just presenting the general strategy to see if they're going to take me as the lawyer. And then if you want, you and I can actually work on this off stream so that we have like a really cool case for this. Because it's actually an interesting case of proving intent. And I was telling my chat that you've had any number of literal murder cases where it all comes down to the intent.
Right. And that's why I asked you, are there degrees of homicide? Because as a general rule, the intent dictates what degree of homicide.
I remember you had a really famous case. We won't go into the details of why, they went and shot the dude, but it was the dad who went and shot someone because it was like a crime of passion. And it was basically like he was so enraged. And I think some of the arguments came down to the time between when he was enraged and not, which does come down in the crimes of passion, right? People talk about like, what's your psychological state, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, psychological state is definitely an aspect of any kind of crime of passion defense. Is the person who is charged has to really be impacted by whatever is the heated passion moment, whatever caused them to be very upset.
Got it.
A cold, calculated person is much easier for the prosecution to prove intent.
Trust me, Peanut is not a cold, calculated person. This is going to be great. So okay. I'll call you again if I need more help on this, but I think I have my strategy down. I'm going to go and present this. Thank you so much.
All righty. Good luck.
Goodbye. All right. Well, that was an awkward conversation to have, but all right, there we go. Okay. Time. That was like what I had mostly prepared and thought of, so it's time. We go to prison. We present the case. John, thank you for the 20 gifted subs. What is this song playing right now? Someone said true crime episode with Mom. Wow, that'd be sick. John, thank you for the 20 gifted subs. I owe you a spin. Well, I have a screenshot of the medical report if you want to take a look before it's fully released to you to help out with the strats. No, I'll wait for that to be released. Listen, chat, I'm metaing some things from chat just to explain the ideas to my mom so that I don't just, bother her the whole time. But does the crime of passion extend to other shooters not named Peanut? Yes. Mickey's argument would be yes, because they are also just as invested in Peanut and Peanut's mom. And again, at that point is, their intent, they're also embroiled in his crime of passion.